Okay. It is our pleasure to have you with us today, Brandon. He is a client service associate for Ameriprise Financial Services. Brandon was my team captain when he was part of the tennis team in 2017 and 2018. And he has a bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in management. So thank you for being here with us, Brandon.
Yeah, Danny, thanks for thinking of me. And it's a pleasure to talk with you today. Thanks for finding the time. And look forward to our discussion.
Sounds good. So let's get it started. So tell us more about yourself, your academic background, and how you got into the financial service industry.
Yeah, sure. It was talked about this a few times over the last few months, and it's been a journey. It's as it always needs to be. I feel like you don't really know exactly what you want to do, and it takes time to understand that. It takes a lot of trial and error, and experience is the key. So for me personally, the journey at PC was an epic one. I loved it every second, and I miss being there, and I'll tell you that every day. Such a special place in my heart. But so I went through PC my freshman year. I'm sure you know, Danny. I was going to be a physics and math double major. Had computer science classes. I had physics 1. I had all these classes, and I was like, this is great. I'm jumping into college head first. And then by second semester sophomore year, I had a rethink. And I was like, I really don't know if this is for me. And like I said, it took a trial and error. It took being in those classes and seeing what I would be doing. And I chose to step away from that and to pursue another passion, which for me was always related to finance. I loved whether it was corporate finance, personal finance, wealth management, investments. That's kind of where I hit my gear, and it took some good learning lessons to get there, and a lot of counsel from professors and family members. I'm sure you talking with Dr. Smith and the rest of the business department, they're able to help like assess your goals and help you push you in the right direction. That's one thing that I definitely needed. But yeah, so it took my this is probably another question, but one of my favorite classes that really shaped my career was the investment management and investment analysis class with Professor Lucking, my junior year. And they had this stock market simulator where they gave you simulated money, and you could like go and pick stocks, pick futures, options, all these different things. And there was a class competition, and that really got my got my spark for investments. And that was the start of it. So yeah, once got through PC, like you said, thanks for mentioning that. I got a business management and focus on administration degree. Excuse me. And I was able to move forward from there. And gosh, sorry, some in my throat there. Was able to leave BC in a great way with graduating, and really had a period of time there where I was considering going to engineering school and considering some other options, and it took some time, but eventually was able to sit down with a few people in the industry that I work in finance and investment management. And that's really when I was able to kickstart my career, and started with an internship and was promoted to a full-time position, and been here at Ameriprise for 2 years to the day. Actually, today is the 2-year mark.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So it's been a great journey, man, and there's plenty more to come, and it's just the beginning. PC is that platform to get you where you want to go.
Okay, so like you mentioned, you were deciding on going to engineering school. So this question, how important do you think it's to pivot from different industries until you find what your passion is? What can you say about that?
Yeah, it's a great question. Pivoting from engineering over to finance, I feel like it uses the same parts of my brain. It forces you to think critically. It forces you to pressure. It forces you to be a people person. And I feel like it takes experience, and it takes internships. It takes talking with other people, and really gain perspective on what you want to do. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things I can encourage fellow PC students to do, is to reach out to people that you may or may not know, in the industry that you focused on. And just if they're Bluehost fans, I'm sure they'll always be happy to give back and talk with you.
Yeah.
I talked to numerous alumni that were always willing to pour in, and pivoting from one career to another. I mean, it's part of the journey. And you have to make sure you're aware of what the different industries look like and how you would want to make that happen. But it's an important one, like you said.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Well, going to the next question. How has this pandemic affected your job and your responsibilities within the corporation?
Man, yeah, I can imagine every person that's doing one of these interviews asking that question. It's been different, and it's been a change, and nothing that we foresee coming, obviously. But fortunately, I mean, this industry is very technologically reliant. A lot of the technology we have, we can take it home and utilize it and be very efficient from home. And that's what we did for the first 3 months. From March of last year until middle of summer, we had no one in the office, and that was very, very uncommon for us. And then starting in the summer, in July, I was back in. We had 1 or 2 people here answering phones for clients when they needed us, and slowly we're gradually getting everyone back. And still, I mean, till a year later, we have 3/4 of our team here, and the rest of them are working from home. But we have, so voice internet phones. So the calls are routed directly to your cell phone, which is nice. We were definitely set up for something like this. If it were to ever pivot to working from home, we're able to do it very, very efficiently. And that's one of the beauties of Ameriprise. Some of the other firms don't always have those capabilities, and we were able to have it. So very, very fortunate to be able to pivot to home quite easily. So
this is, I want to know your opinion on this. What do you think about remote working? Do you think it affects productivity, or what's your take in that?
Yeah, man. I'm a big proponent of teamwork, and teams together spark a lot of creative ideas. They spark each other to work hard. They spark each other to think differently. That's the beauty of diversity. It's the beauty of a team, and being on the tennis team with you guys in a different way. But we always push each other to be the best tennis players on the tennis court. And so I feel the same way when it comes to teamwork and remote learning. I feel like it's more challenging to do virtually. So I'm always going to be a proponent of seeing my teammates and colleagues face to face. But I know that we have been affected this last year doing things remotely too. So it is a blend, and it's always going to be a hybrid of the two, and we'll see what that looks like going forward. How about you? What do you think? What's your opinion?
Well, I agree with you that teamwork is a key to be efficient, but I also think that, as this pandemic shows us, like, working from home doesn't necessarily means that you're not going to be productive. So
Totally.
I think a good mixture of both. Sometimes you just feel like being home, and it depends on the character of each individual, I believe.
I'm right there with you. Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. Well, if you had the opportunity to be in college again, what would have you done differently to be better prepared for your industry?
Yeah, that's a great question, Danny. That's what I'm asked quite frequently. If you could go back 4 years and do it again, or do it differently, what would you do? What would you tell yourself? Just rationally speaking, I would say I wouldn't do it differently. I like the path that I chose. It wasn't conventional, but it's different. But if I did have the opportunity to speak some wisdom over myself, I would have recommended myself to talk to my advisor more frequently, my professors more frequently, and just learn about them just in a deeper level and intellectually, but also like what they saw the industry turning into what their thoughts are. They're experts at this. I mean, they're professors, but they're experts in their field. So I would have encouraged myself to do that a lot more. And also, I mean, some of the resources that we have at PC that I didn't utilize enough was the career department with Kim Lane, Lynn Downey, Lenny Patterson. They're all there to help. They're all there to help us. And I mean, they're all spectacular at making you think, kind of encouraging you to get your resume together, basically preparing you for life outside of Clinton, because in the moment, PC, it makes you feel like when you step out in graduation, that there's a big world ahead of you, and there is, and you want to be prepared for it, because let me tell you, it's busy, and you're always going to be on the move, and being the most prepared for that is something that the PC career department will really help set you up for. And obviously, it's going to take you learning it and getting into a job or into postgraduate school, in your case at USC. It's going to take some fun learning opportunities, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But definitely utilize the resources at PC a lot more than I did when I was there. That's my biggest regret, I could say, and biggest letter of recommendation to PC students.
Okay, that's great. I think many students don't realize what they have until they don't have it. So yes. I think that's a great advice for them. And last question, because I know I'm taking some time out of you today. What is some advice you can give to the younger generations, like freshmen, sophomore, to do and how to be prepared for what's outside of PC?
Yeah, that's very, very, very thoughtful. Great question, Danny. Yeah, honestly, the same thing. Get involved on campus. It's a school where, like everyone says, and it's the biggest truth of that school is, it's a family-oriented school. Everyone there is basically a family member. That's how it feels. So I would encourage freshmen and sophomores, whether you're athletic, non-athletic, sorority, fraternity, however that would be, just to find a group of friends, find a group that you want to be a part of and be associated with, and have fun, enjoy it, enjoy everything PC has to offer, and then as you find your way in terms of like professional designations and what you want to accomplish at PC in terms of careers and majors and minors, then pour your heart into it. Get involved in the different organizations that are associated with each major. For business, it was the SAM Club, the Society of Advancement for Management, and that was great to hear from different people speaking, and we had people come in and critique our resumes, and so really pouring into different groups that each major and each association have. That's what I would recommend for a lot of freshmen. But again, you're in college for undergraduate degree once, unless you want to go for a couple times, which never people have aspirations to do. But you're in undergrad school for one time, and really you're making lifelong friends, you're making lifelong connections, and you won't want to miss it once. You want to go through it and look back and have no regrets. You want to be able to say that you overturned every rock on the campus, and you saw just about everything. So that's what I would encourage everyone to do, and for you to do in your last semester at PC, man.
Yeah, for sure. It goes by fast without you noticing.
Yes, it does.
But well, Brandon, thank you for your time, and congratulations on your 2-year mark with Ameriprise.
Danny, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you having me on here, and I look forward to hearing from you guys soon, and I appreciate your time too.
Thank you, man. Goodbye.
All right, take care.